I've been getting a lot of requests for a biscotti recipe, so I thought I'd share one of my favorite that I prepare this time of year for my family. Chocolate pistachio biscotti. I'm telling you, there is nothing like the combination of chocolate, biscotti, drizzled with a little bit of white chocolate. They're heavenly. Here I have prepared some dough, and I'll give you the recipe. It's very simple to prepare the dough. It's pretty much a basic recipe. Cream some butter with sugar. Once it's nice and fluffy, you're going to add your eggs, your flour, baking soda, cocoa. Once that's mixed, you take it out of, I like to do mine in a Cuisinart, believe it or not even my electric mixer, stand mixer. A Cuisinart really works well with this type of dough. So once the dough is all incorporated, I remove it from the bowl, and by hand I add a cup of green pistachios. A lot of biscottis call for chocolate bits. I really don't like the big chocolate bits, so I use mini chocolate chips. So it's another secret with my biscotti recipe. So once we have it all incorporated, you pop it into your refrigerator, leave it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes or overnight, even a day ahead. When you're ready to bake them, you're going to bring it a little bit to room temperature and you're going to knead it. Now the dough is really hard. So here, I've taken it out, it's been sitting on the counter for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to shape it into a log. I'd like to form my log about 2 inches wide and however long. Now this dough I've cut in half. What I have here shaping is a half of the recipe. So cut your dough in half and make 2 logs. Once you get it formed into a log, you can transfer it to your cookie sheet. It takes a little bit of time working the dough and getting it to the right shape, the right thickness. You want to make sure that one end of the log is the same thickness as the other end of the log. So at this point, we're going to lift the log, we're going to put it onto a cookie sheet, and we're going to line it with parchment paper. So you can see I'm pressing down, and then I'm kind of pulling the dough and making it longer. And I'm pressing down again and pulling the dough. So at the very end, like I said, you want to make sure that your cookie is even in thickness, so it cooks evenly. I've preheated my oven to 375. We're going to pop them into the oven for 20 minutes. So we've taken our biscotti out of the oven. We've turned the temperature down to 300. We've let them rest on the counter for approximately 5 minutes. And at this point, we're going to use a serrated knife. I found this is the best way to get through the big chunks of pistachio. We're going to cut them on an angle. Actually, I'm going to remove this from the pan. It just makes it easier. You can rock your knife back and forth. Now some people like their biscotti straight and some like them at an angle. Whichever you prefer, there's no right or wrong way. You're going to cut them about 1 inch in width, and you'll see they kind of break apart. Now remember, they're not fully cooked yet. We're putting these back into the oven, and it's okay. You're just going to press them back together. That was pretty simple, wasn't it? Now remember, your tray's going to still be a little bit warm. Be careful. Pick up your parchment paper. Ah, not like that. And place it right on top. Pick these guys up, and then we're just going to place the biscotti cookie on their sides. And as you can see, they're not cooked all the way through, but how beautiful does that green look with the brown? I mean, they look delicious already. We haven't even got to the best part, which is the white chocolate drizzle on top. They're ready to be put back into the oven for another 5 minutes. And they're going to come out, they're going to be perfect. We removed our biscotti from the oven on our second bake, baking them on their side. As you can see, the green color against the brown looks festive, looks delicious. The best part of this cookie is the white chocolate drizzle. Let me show you an easy way to drizzle chocolate on just about anything. But on these cookies, it's a perfect way to do it. What I'd like to do is get a piece of wax paper, place it on your counter with a cookie rack on top. Line your biscotti cookies all facing in the same direction. I'm going to kind of put them at an angle because when I drizzle the chocolate at an angle. So I've melted some white chocolate bits in a double boiler, and I've lined a bar Pilsner glass with a pastry bag. These are disposable pastry bags, can be bought in any craft store. Definitely have these on hand in your kitchen. You can use them for many, many different uses in the kitchen, but drizzling chocolate is perfect. So we're going to lift the melted chocolate out of the hot double boiler pan being careful not to burn ourselves. This chocolate is super hot, and so is the pot. So, as you can see, how easy is that to fill your white chocolate into your pastry bag. This was one package of Ghirardelli white chocolate. You can use the little white chocolate pieces, melting chocolate you find in the craft store, whatever you prefer, whatever you have on hand. I'm gonna fold up the bag. I mean, really, there's no mess to this, it's perfect. Seal it at the top. We're gonna push the chocolate down to the bottom before we're cutting a hole. As you notice, there's no hole in the bottom of the pastry bag yet. We're going to cut at the very end of the bag, not too far up. This far would be too high up. We're going right down at the very tip. We're just gonna make a little clip. Now you'll see the chocolate can come down, okay? Very quickly, it is warm. We're going to drizzle the white chocolate right over our biscotti cookie. Sometimes you'll notice when you're squeezing the chocolate out that it gets stuck. That means it wasn't melted all the way through. It's totally fine. Squeeze and move the bag as best you can and just drizzle your chocolate over. As you can see, there's no right or wrong way. The more chocolate, the better. And that's it. Chocolate biscotti cookies, one of my favorite to make this time of year. Not only do they look festive, but they are delicious.